Show. It's the real Chuck Daddy Show. It's the real Chuck Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. For the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be back with you guys on really a beautiful fall Wednesday in the Chicagoland area. Now, it is not officially, summer is not over yet. And we are expecting extremely hot temperatures this coming weekend. But today was a perfect taste of fall weather. Sunshine, a nice breeze, not too hot, not too cold. It was a beautiful day, but glad that you guys are here with us for another wonderful evening of the Real Chat Daddy Show. September is Self-Care Awareness Month. So, of course, my co-host and I tonight will share some things with you guys on how you can take care of yourself during the month of September. This is day 3 of our 10-day challenge on things that you can do to make a difference in your life to take care of yourself and your loved ones. But it's most important that you take care of yourself. It is also Hispanic Heritage Month. Today is the first day of Hispanic Heritage Month. So we want to wish all of our Hispanic and Latinx friends a happy Heritage Month. Also coming up on the show is a gentleman who is a proven business leader. He's Mr. James Parker. He is the CEO and founder of 1921 Coworking and Incubator, which is a tech startup on the Southside of Chicago. And he's just had a lot of amazing press recently. The mayor was able to come out and see all the wonderful work that he's doing. And tonight we welcome him to the show so that we can talk about the great digital divide here on the South Side and how we can create economic wealth. Well, sitting in the co-host seat is normally Kay Renee, but I think she has gone to maybe Goldilocks beauty salon and has gotten her locks all golden and locked up, or she might be auditioning for The Lion and the Wiz. Either way it goes, she looks beautiful and her mane is fabulous. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Our girl, the amazing Miss Kay Renee. You know I joke with you in love, my dear. You do. You look amazing.
Well, thank you. You know, it's now countdown has begun to 54. So
yes,
I gotta shake things up and make things look right.
Very good. Well, if nothing else, baby, you bringing the main tonight. You really are. So glad to see you. How has your day been so far?
It was interesting, as I shared with you in the green room. Just getting back, but I have to give a shout out to my hairstylist. Also, she's family. She's my cousin / sister, Miss Deirdre Mason, who does my hair, and she had to work with it today. She was like ready to just take it and throw it out. She said, "No, but we're gonna work with this today." So.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Well, you look great. Next week, this time, we'll be celebrating you on your big birthday. So we're looking forward to the celebration of you and, do what we do on this show, make everybody feel loved, happy, and all of that great stuff. So we have so much to talk about tonight. I guess we'll start off with a good news story before we go into the COVID-19 update. But we do want to wish the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his wife, the lovely First Lady Mother Khadijah Farrakhan, a happy 68th wedding anniversary. They've been married for 68 years. That is truly an example of Black love at its best. And even to see their wedding picture, and they're all young, and just to look at it like, wow, and they look amazing today. But they recently celebrated their 68th wedding anniversary. So congratulations to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and of course, First Lady Mother Khadijah Farrakhan. Yes.
That's great.
Isn't that something?
That is. I didn't realize, then it makes you wonder, man, he's gotten older, but he's definitely ageless, him and his wife both. But 68 years, that's a lifetime.
Absolutely. It really is. And we do want to wish them the best. And it just goes to show you Black love will stand the test of time.
Yes, it will.
Yes,
No
it will.
question.
Very good. All right. Well, okay, Renee, before I get off into these pandemic numbers and all of that, which we do every night because we're a health and wellness show, anything else you want to talk about real quick before I give those numbers?
Well, you sent me a little story about if you want to make some good money, and you can make some good money, but there's a catch to that. So
Uh-huh.
let me just say this: that I'm not, and I shared this with you privately. I'm not a horror person at all,
Okay.
but apparently there's a company that if you want to make $1,300, you have to watch 13 horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know these, and they have a
$1,300 to watch 13 horror movies.
yeah.
So what is it? $100 per
A
movie?
movie. Seems like
Right.
it, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, and some of these movies, like Candyman, Blair
Yes.
Witch Project, I'm
Yes.
sure Friday the 13th, 1 through 5,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
I, no. I mean, there's ways to make money. I just wouldn't do that.
Who's doing this though? Because I find that interesting, with Halloween coming up, and there are people who love horror films. I know people that just love them. I'm not a necessarily big fan of them either. $1,300 to me is really not a lot to sit up and put myself through 13 horror films. But who's behind this?
The name of the company is an online publication called Finance Buzz,
Okay.
which is an online publication that caters to finance news, but they're looking for someone to watch 13 scary movies to find out whether high budget horror films deliver more scares than low budget ones.
Really?
So
Well,
here's the name of the job, called the Horror Movie Heart Rate Analyst.
what? Oh my God. So here's the deal. Low rate horror movies would be the nightly news every night. Let's get that out there. Low rate horror films or low budget horror films is called your evening news. I don't care whether you look at it at 5, 6, 9, 10, or 11. Those are low budget horror films. That's all you have to do. Now, the high end films like Candyman, which had huge success, the re release of Candyman, which was based on a story here in Chicago. I don't know, but no, I would not be interested in spending that or making that type of money and putting myself through that type of horror or subjecting myself through that.
Well, here are the 13. I thought Friday 13th was part of it, but it's not. Here are the
Okay.
list.
Okay.
Saw. Remember that movie? Saw?
Yes, I remember Saw.
Amityville Horror.
Oh boy, yes.
A Quiet Place, part 1 and 2.
See, I don't remember that one.
I
Okay,
don't remember
that
that
one missed me. Okay.
Of course, Candyman.
Yes, Candyman, the old one or the new one?
Obviously, the old one, because they ain't mentioned a new one in this list.
Okay, very good.
Insidious. Have you heard that one? I never heard
Yes,
that movie.
yes, I've heard of Insidious.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
The Blair Witch Project.
Oh boy, yeah, that's another hot mess.
Sinister.
Okay, I've heard of Sinister. I've never seen Sinister.
And this was recent. Get Out.
Get Out. Yes, I saw Get Out.
I will see that. Now I will see that, even though it's scary. I will probably
I'm
see
still
that.
traumatized from Get Out.
The Purge. Definitely don't want to see that.
Yes.
And then we talked about Halloween, the original Halloween in 2018. Halloween.
Okay.
Paranormal Activity.
Oh boy. Okay.
And the last one is Annabelle.
Annabelle. Okay, so like The Exorcist is not in there, or
no.
Okay, because The Exorcist had me years ago when I was younger.
Oh, I think a lot, Damien, all that. But applicants, if you're interested, you must submit to the job by September 26th at midnight Eastern Standard Time, and one candidate will be chosen by October 1st. So
wow. So this is your chance to make $1,300 by watching 13 horror films and rating the horror film. So if you're looking to make some extra money and you're a horror film buff, what is the website, my dear?
Finance Buzz. So I'm assuming it's financebuzz.com.
Financebuzz.com.
Look up the name. Again, look up the name. It's a title. Wait a minute. What's the name of the horror movie rate analyst? That's the name of the job.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, if you're a horror film fan and want to make that extra $1,300, go to finance. Is it financialbuzz.com?
No, Finance Buzz.
Finance Buzz. It still sounds like some people that's trying to get your credit card information. I
Okay.
don't know. It
Okay.
still sounds like a hoax to me. But okay,
Yeah.
go. And if you love horror films, that's the perfect place for you to go. All
Okay.
right. Well, let me give you guys the latest COVID-19 update numbers. We are a health and wellness show. And on this show, Illinois public health officials announced today that we had 4,194 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 44 additional fatalities. This now brings our total number of cases here in the state of Illinois to 1,582,392 cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we've had 24,451 deaths since the beginning of the pandemic. Our friends over in the state of Indiana, today they reported 4,733 new cases of COVID-19. And unfortunately, they had 44 additional fatalities over in Indiana as well, too. Our positivity rate does still remain at 4.8%, and that positivity rate has been measured from September 8th through the 14th. Now, those of you that are living in the southern region of the state of Illinois, it is being reported that there are 0 available intensive care unit beds available for the second day in a row due to the overwhelming influx of COVID-19 positive patients. And this was reported by the Illinois Department of Public Health.
Wow.
Right. So that would be down in Effingham, East St. Louis, places,
Carbondale.
Carbondale, any of those places down there. So, be very careful if you have young people in school down there. I would imagine most of the young people in college down in SIU, Edwardsville, and Collinsville, I'm sure have to be vaccinated to be back on campus, I'm
They
thinking.
would be. Yeah. They
Okay.
would need
All
to
right.
be. Yeah.
Yeah. But be very mindful of that, you guys. Please, please, please be very mindful of that. Okay, so on Monday, we reported on the show that singer Nicki Minaj had turned down going to the Met Gala because she was not vaccinated. One of the requirements of coming to the Met Gala is that you had to be fully vaccinated. And then they also wanted you to wear a face covering inside of the event. For the red carpet, you did not have to wear a face covering, but once you got inside the event, you had to wear a face covering. So we was all like, okay, all right, no big deal. No, no, no. Nicki Minaj actually has made such a big uproar that most public health officials have now had to issue a statement. On Monday, Minaj tweeted that her cousin in Trinidad wouldn't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. On her Twitter, Minaj says, my cousin in Trinidad wouldn't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl has called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision and not being bullied. So our top doctor, Dr. Allison Arwady, she had to address Minaj's tweet directly during a Facebook Live yesterday. She said, I did respond on Twitter just to say all 3 vaccines shown in the U.S. have been studied, no impact on fertility in men or in women. And this is the statement that she made. She says, and in fact, there has been good studies for women that if they are vaccinated when they give birth, that their babies can actually pass some immunity. Their immunity can pass on to their children to protect the children. So it's been a big issue with her with this, and this has been the talk that everybody has been talking about. And as you guys all know, Nicki Minaj is from Trinidad. Yes, you're awfully quiet. What do you want to say about this?
Because she has such a and see, Joy Reid, NBC's Joy Reid went off. She went off on Nicki because here's the thing. when you have a large platform as she does, she has 22 million followers.
That's what I
You
said
have to
Monday.
be very careful on what you say because people gonna look at you and follow you, and that's why Joy Reid went. She went there with her.
Mm-hmm.
She did
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
if that's just like saying, Kay Renee is doing something and really she's not doing it, but because there's a platform and people are gonna believe that. So
Mm-hmm.
I just think she was a little bit reckless
Yes.
in her
Well,
tweet.
remember Monday, I said that to you. I said, oh, I find it so strange. She said she wasn't going to the Met Gala because she was not
Right.
vaccinated. I got that and I understood. But then I didn't understand why it had become such a big news issue until Tuesday when it was revealed on social media that, she was about a cousin in Trinidad and his boy and this, that, and nothing. And you're right. The influence that she makes on this world as an artist and the number of followers that she has, you're right. It really will discourage a huge population that is almost a reckless population not to get vaccinated. You
And
know,
there's a biblical reference, and I know I'm about to say it's too much is given, much is required.
right?
So, to me, if you have such influence among a lot of people, you better be very careful
Mm-hmm.
when you speak because people do listen. I mean, case in point, we got rid of somebody who was a so-called an influencer back when he
Mm-hmm.
was the president, and
Right.
folks are still trying to follow him.
Right.
But we know I digress. But that's I'm just very disappointed in her. I really am.
The one thing I will give credit for is that during the 9/11 commemorative celebration on Saturday, all of the
Mm-hmm.
former presidents came and did something to be a part of that. And I was wondering if Trump was going to show up at all. And I guess he did. He did.
Oh, he did.
He showed up in New York City in the streets where he greeted first responders, people that
Oh,
were
okay.
working, because I actually saw a black guy hug him. Of course, this is a former president, so you excited. I said the same thing too. I did.
Now
But
remember, my ex and I interviewed Trump on the phone. No. Go
well,
ahead.
let me tell you the
Tell me.
funny thing. I met Trump
I know
when
you have,
when
right?
Trump opened up Trump Towers here in
I
Chicago,
know you
and I
have.
actually interviewed him, went to the party, had a great
Hmm.
time and everything. And I made a joke. I said, well, do you all take Section 8 up in here? And they looked at me, look, girl, I was trying to figure out, do they take Section 8? Because I understand right now the penthouse is available in
Oh
Trump
yeah.
Towers. The most expensive listing in the city of Chicago is available right now.
And
But,
it's not just there here in Chicago, all over. You can go anywhere to wherever his name is, and you can get a good deal. I
oh,
guarantee you.
wow. I didn't know this. One of our faithful watchers, Janet
Oh
Crawford, says
wow.
that Wendy Williams tested COVID positive. She stated that she will not get vaccinated. She did not get vaccinated months ago. Wow. Isn't that something? Wendy, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
and Joy wasn't having that. She like,
No, she wasn't having it. No.
mm-mm. I
No.
don't blame her. And
Yeah.
see, Wendy has some underlying health condition. So
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
I if that's the reason, but you would get that doctor's note to say, hey, maybe it's not best for
Hmm.
you. But you're right, Janet. That by not getting vaccinated, you're putting your crew at risk.
Right. She says so. Wendy's show is on hiatus. Her reckless decision affects the livelihood of her crew. And we agree 100% with that.
Absolutely.
Wow. That is really, really sad. Well, we'll see how that all works. All right. What else you got in the news tonight?
Well, will you remember this song? Oh, this is a story. How about I can't remember
Is
the
that
whole
the Oscar
rap.
Mayer Wiener
The,
song?
that's the Prince of Bel Air. But
Oh, the
guess
Fresh
what?
Prince of Bel Air.
Guess
Okay.
what? They trying to come back. Is the Bel Air the drama reboot of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air has started getting cast members. It's gonna be a drama. I was like, what? So check this out. It says confirmed. These are the actors. Adrian Holmes as Philip Banks, the dad.
Okay.
Cassandra Freeman plays Vivian Banks. I don't know his Oli Shalotan. I hope I
Yeah.
say it is
Yeah.
Carlton Banks.
Okay.
Coco Jones will star as Hillary Banks. Akira Akbar is Ashley Banks. Oh, and who plays Will? Jabari Banks. Okay,
Really?
plays
Okay.
Will. So this, I mean, this is going to be interesting.
So now, is this something that will be aired on television? Is this something that will be on a streaming platform? Or, you know, because here's the deal. I don't necessarily, I will see. We'll see how it works. But there's nothing like the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Well, it's supposed to be in the streaming in NBC Universal, so I guess this is coming out. So, and but here's the thing: Will Smith and Jada, they're executive producers,
Oh, good. Okay.
so
Okay.
they're you know, I like the original. I mean, I know, and I guess I want to ask you the question: what do you think about all these old series are having these, resurgence of life coming now? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, now here's the funniest thing. I had said years ago, especially when I had a wonderful conversation with Bernadette Stannis. I just love her, who played Thelma
Mm-hmm.
on Good Times.
Mm-hmm.
Good Times was the one show that I really did want to see come back in some form, because you
Okay.
really wanted to know what happened. Did they ever
Okay.
get out of the project? What did they all ended up doing over the years? Were any children, grandchildren, other children added? Did Walona ever leave her fabulous project apartment and move to a deluxe apartment in the sky? These are things that I wanted to know about Good Times. Other than that, there are not many other shows that I would really want to see a reboot. I think what was the one where the dads lived together and they had the Olsen twins? Didn't they do a
Full
reboot?
House. Full
Full
House.
House. Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
Aunt Becky was on that show, right?
Right.
Yes. So I don't know. What do you feel about that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only show I would like to see research is Living Single. Love Living Single. They even do reruns on different channels. But I would love to see what happened with the crew, because think about it. When they came out, we were in our prime, as it were. In our
Yes.
20s and 30s, and to
Yes.
see people
Right.
look like us, it
Right.
was so cool. And there's been things that have happened, because actually Living Single should have been Friends. It was, they had
Right.
names of what they were going to call it. And Erica Alexander, who played Maxine, she said that, we thought we were going to get the nice lot, the nice, casting. That did not happen. And so once they launched Living Single, then Friends came, and Friends just took off. And everyone feels that Living Single just got shaded.
Right.
But that would be the one show I would really like to see what happened to all the characters. With Sinclair and Overton, did they have children?
Right.
Regine married. She did probably marry her millionaire. Max and Kyle. What happened with them? And then, of
Right.
course, Khadijah. So, yeah, I would like to see that one.
Okay, all right, that's fair. It's kind of like I felt about Good Times and
Mhm.
being raised and watching Good Times, and then living single. So that does make good sense. It really does.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So Debbie says she's never seen Friends. Oh, that's interesting. Friends never appealed to me. I've seen it. Actually, my days of being a flight attendant, we used to play it on the plane all the time as a part of the free television programming. So I would see it sometime when I was on airplanes. But other than that, no, I never have gotten into Friends like that. No.
Neither have I.
Yeah, it just didn't appeal to me. I guess because, we were used to looking at shows that were more relatable to us.
Exactly.
Right, right. Okay,
Exactly.
all right. Very good. What else we got going on?
Let's see. Oh, well, for those Californians, you got you got your same governor. There was a recall election yesterday,
I
and
saw that.
Governor Gavin Newsom is back in the governor's seat. So congratulations, Gavin. There was a hard push because our current president came to California yesterday to shrug up those votes. So
Right.
and interestingly enough, I wish my podcasting sister was here, because she's definitely the political genius here. But there was a Republican who was African American who had, I think, 46% of the vote, Larry
Saw
Elder.
that. Yes, I did. I did. He
And
was trying to be the first African American
mm-hmm,
governor of the state of California, and he was a
mm-hmm.
Republican. So I found
Yes,
that to be very interesting too, and somewhat of a nice looking man. Seemed to be
yeah.
very charismatic. So I don't know, but interesting in many ways.
Yep. So, but now and it was so interesting how they had to do this election because they were ready to kick Gavin out. And
Right.
Gavin just was like, nah, we're not having that. Because now, interestingly enough, you do remember, no, one of the senators, Dianne Feinstein, she
Yes.
is 88. So I'm
Oh
sure, yeah,
wow.
I didn't, when I saw her, I was like,
Wow.
dang,
But that
she's
would
gotten
make sense.
old.
That would make sense because we've been hearing about Dianne Feinstein since we've been in school, in
Exactly.
elementary school. So yeah, that makes sense. It really
I'm
does.
sure I'm sure she may retire, and that will be because, Diane's a Democrat. So that will be up, that Senate seat will be up for grabs.
Right.
So
Right.
that can
Yeah.
change a lot of things too.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. You're absolutely right
Hmm.
about that. I want to go back to a comment that Debbie made. She talked about the fact of King of Queens. Debbie, you know what? Now, I'm not going to lie. That is one of my favorite shows, King of Queens. Yes, with Leah Remedy.
I
Yes,
do.
I do. I love King of Queens. That is a great show. So shout out to them as well, too. Well, I don't know. Well, California is back, under the control of Gavin Newsom. Did I say his name right? Yes.
You said it right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it was close. It was very, very close.
And they have 46 people running, and one of them was, he's known to Real Housewives fame because he's a fiance of Vicky Gunvalson, who was the OG of the OC. So
Oh, how many people were running for governor?
46.
So did this include Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner?
Yeah, her too.
Oh,
Excuse me. Yes, her too. Yes.
did you him? Shame on you.
Yeah.
Did you
Uh,
hear him? Right.
I did. I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah,
I
you did correct
apologize,
yourself.
Caitlin.
You did. Right. Yes. Yes, she did not win either, we see. Right.
She did not win either. No.
Yes, very
So
good. Well, Janet said no, Gavin Newsom won by a landslide. So congratulations. Yeah, because everybody was looking at California with a side eye. They really were.
they were. They
Yes.
were. So
All right. Very good. Yes.
but this may be what's going to happen in the midterm election. There's going to be a lot of folks going to try to run because now they say, heck, if a certain celebrity apprentice can run, heck,
Right.
anybody can run.
Oh, I know. That's the one part about Trump being the president is that
Hmm.
it really it gives people hope, but it also empowers the wrong people to think about doing things as well too. So we'll see. So all right, you got anything else before we walk
Oh
into the next guest?
yeah, you sent me an article about this doctor. Now, see, I don't know. This has to be can't be in the States, but apparently this doctor marries two black queens at the same time and vows to never look at another woman. I wouldn't have believed if I didn't see it for myself.
Right.
But it seems his name is Dr. Uman Johnson.
Oh, he's very famous, very, very famous. He's not just an average guy. He's a speaker. He does. The reason I sent that to you is people really do know who he is. They follow him and everything. Oh, he's an icon. I just found it strange that he got married to two women.
Okay.
I know your
Now I
mouth is
know.
lying. Yeah, right.
I mean, isn't bigamy illegal in the United States of America? I'm speechless again. This is the second time I'm speechless on the show.
Right.
I,
Right.
is it bigamy illegal?
Well, I mean, you have places like Utah and
Okay, yeah.
and I mean, and again, I mean, his religion and culture might make it where he can have multiple wives. I just don't understand how that all works. When I look at those, shows like that, I'm just saying, like, when do the wives get special time with the husband? What if the wives don't get along? Do they have threesomes when they're having sex? If you know, we need to have somebody on to help us to better understand that. Isn't that the poly life?
I mean, it's called polygamy. That's the
Polygamy,
term.
right?
Polygamy.
Right.
Well, no. Most men are polygamous.
Right. Polygamy. Janet, you wrong, Janet, but okay, look, you wrong, but okay, look. I'm winking out of life. We got you right. Most men, right. That right. Here go Debbie, the perfect situation. I guess.
Wait, for men, I don't know for women. If that's the case, then heck, let me marry two men. How that work? I don't think so.
Yeah.
That ain't
Let me ask you this: would you marry two men if you had the?
No. Now, could I be in a polyamorous relationship? Maybe, but not married. A polygamy and polygamy are two different. Polyamorous is when everybody
polyamorous, a polyamorous relationship.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Could I do it? I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I would be open. I could. It has to be the right scenario. But here's the deal, and you know this, Art. Men are jealous as I don't know what. I don't care what nobody says. They want their cake, but when it's reversed on them,
right.
Because I can tell you, there have been men who say, "Oh, they want to do that menage a trois," and I'm like, "Okay, well then, you, me, and Steve ends the conversation."
Oh, absolutely. They wouldn't want another man in that situation.
No.
They wouldn't. I do know of two situations that the couple did want another man in the situation. I know of something that happened years ago, and they're still all together. He has a male companion friend. He also has the mother of his children, and they all live happy. The triad relationships in the gay community are very popular now, where people get together and they have two, concubines, I guess you would say, and they all live in harmony. They all live in peace. And I don't know. I won't say I wouldn't, and I won't say I would, but I'm open. I'm open to a lot of things, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know how the situation may pan out.
Exactly. But I can tell you this, a lot of men, when they say they want two women, that's fine. But when you say, "Oh, well, then we can have two men," ends the conversation.
Right.
You don't have to say anything else. Okay.
Debbie, Lord, I love your life, Debbie. Debbie says she has three. She said not married, though, and not having sex with the three. So she says she needs freedom. I get that. I get that too. That's interesting, because I have an interesting dynamic that I am, in love with somebody, and mentally we have a great relationship, but it's not what I want it to be in other aspects. So I kind of, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole different show. we have to start a whole different show on that. Look, I digress. I digress big time. So we'll see. All right, what else you got in news?
Before we have our guest, you were telling me about Miss Reba McEntire. What's going on?
Yes. So I guess there was a building in Oklahoma City where a stairwell collapsed. And I saw this just before I came on the news. And I guess Reba McEntire, country western singer, was one of the people who was in the building where the stairwell collapsed. She's fine. She's okay. Of course, it was scary and traumatic. And of course, they really didn't know what was going on. But yes, she was in a building where the stairwell collapsed in the building.
Wow.
Right. Isn't that something? When things like that happen, it's mind-blowing.
We've had those type of scenarios here in Chicago where porches will collapse.
Yes.
I remember this in Wicker Park. It had to be maybe 3 or 4 years ago, where the entire porch collapsed, and there were some severe injuries. So,
I know of a situation. This was years and years ago. Some children were playing on a porch, and back in the day, some of these back porches weren't, all of that. And the little children were playing, and I'll never forget, the adults were kind of sitting in the yard and the kids were up on the porch, and the mother told the little boy, sit down, sit your big butt down, playing with him. And he plopped down, and the next thing you know, It was children with wood pieces and splinters and everything all in their hair. The porch had collapsed. And so, back in the day, that was not uncommon. Now we're hearing more and more cases about it. And, people are really getting hurt because people have parties on these porches.
Right.
And like that. But I'll never forget that porch, she said, boy, sit your butt down. He sat down and that porch gave in. And next thing you know, it was children with wood all over them. Janet just said, right. Aging infrastructure, climate change. Yep, too much rain in the South. Yep, absolutely. You're absolutely
I agree.
All of that. Yes. Debbie, is what confidential? That's too funny. What she said, is that confidential? What? No, me being in love with several people. Debbie, we'll have to talk about that offline. We'll have to cover that completely offline. I can easily, I don't know. People that are married, I admire them because they do have their significant other. And if they make the marriage work, of course, we just, congratulated Minister Farrakhan on his marriage of 68 years. But, people that are single still of a certain age and still want to be vibrant in the dating world, you might have to open your mind up to a lot of things. I know a lot of people have changed sexual preferences over the years. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that one night on this show,
We will. That will be a very interesting conversation.
It will. Kay Renee, I could actually see you being the head wife. I could see you, being not like that, but I could see you being the number one wife. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would have to be. I would have to be number one. Can't be number two.
All right. Well, with that being said, our first guest this evening is a gentleman who I've met probably 10 years or so ago. He has always been about how can we improve the economic situation of underserved communities. He's always been about how do we empower people to be the best that they can be. He has been a proven business leader, and I'm just so proud to welcome him to the show tonight. He has created what I consider to be one of the hottest new things going. We kind of talked about this the other night. If we won the Mega Millions, that I would kind of want to open up a studio for people to do digital shows. I'm reading through his press kit, and guess what? I was impressed with that. I really am. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show the CEO and founder of 1921 Coworking and Incubator, a tech startup located on the Southside of Chicago. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the wonderful Roseland area. If I am not mistaken, not far from Gately's, where my grandmother used to shop in Roseland. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, businessman and creative genius, Mr. James Parker.
Yay!
Oh my God, I hope I can live up to all that. Geez.
James, just drop a check in the mail. Just drop a check in the mail, or better yet, let us use your studio. How about that?
Okay.
How are you, James?
I'm doing well. I've got bigger plans for our Chat Daddy boys. I got some great ideas.
Very
All
good.
right.
Whatever you need, James, I've never not wanted to help you.
Oh,
yes.
Absolutely. Listen, I remember literally I had this idea to help kids get empowered by a mantra: if it is to be, it is up to me. And Art was the very first kind of radio, whatever, to have me on his show. We did a video about it. He uploaded a video encouraging young kids that many kids, when I had that not-for-profit going, saw and wanted to get into the radio. I'll never forget that. Stuff like that, I'm serious. I never, ever forget things like that. And you are a true, you've taught me so many things. There's things we've talked about where someone took my idea for a TV show and you were like, James, always copyright your stuff.
That's right.
I've learned so much from Art. It's incredible. So I'm just grateful to even be here. You are,
James, it is a pleasure.
I'm not even lying.
It really is. James, Kay Renee and I both were reading over everything that you sent. And just to know, talking to you just a couple of years ago about this vision that you had, knowing that a lot of the South Side has an issue with infrastructure and high-speed internet, and just, with this pandemic coming along and people needing to go back to work and helping small business owners. First of all, introduce yourself, and then let's talk about what is 1921 and how it all came to life.
Sure. So again, James Parker, military brat, grew up in Germany. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, yeah, and
Yeah.
and Minnesota. So I've kind of pretty much all over the world. Moved here to go to school, and ended up working for a software company. Launched a couple startups. Got in the nonprofit, and now fast forward. Used to help people find jobs, and then I taught entrepreneurship, and then I was like, wow, I think I can combine both with my own co-working space and incubator. So now, what I've learned in the tech industry is that a lot of African American, a lot of Black, and a lot of Hispanic, and a lot of women, period, don't get a lot of funding, don't get a lot of training, don't get when it comes to tech startups, and so a lot of that has changed. But at one point, like maybe 3 years ago, maybe 4, only 7 Black women had ever raised $1 million nationwide. Only 7. And yet there were over 30 non-minority women who raised $1 million plus in the city of Chicago. So 7 Black women nationwide, 30 alone in Chicago. And so after that, reading that statistic, I was like, okay, there's got to be something that could be done. And one of my students, I was teaching entrepreneurship, Jarima, who's the CEO of Burst in the Books, a beautiful nonprofit, found this building. We ended up buying the building. She's on one side, I'm upstairs. I got beautiful luxury office suites for rent. I mean, we put WeWork to shame. People have come in and said, oh my God, this is the office I would love at home. And that's really the goal. So we'll have office space release, a co-working space for entrepreneurs to network, and really that's really what we need, and then an incubator to launch startups. And the name 1921 comes from, as you know, Black Wall Street. It's been exactly 100 years ago that it was destroyed. I was asked to come down to Tulsa, Oklahoma to speak and present an award during this 100-year anniversary. On Black Wall Street. And then I was asked, hey, would you want to build a 1921 in Black Wall Street, the actual? So talk about full circle. I met with city officials, entrepreneurs. So a lot is moving, but I told them I got to get Chicago first because we got to launch these startups. And really that's kind of how it came about. It was, how can I combine my software, working for a software company, my tech background, and then working in nonprofit, helping people find jobs, and then teaching entrepreneurship all in one place.
Boy, that is so fascinating. And so what made you all choose the Roseland area? Go ahead.
So when I worked for the YMCA's corporate office, I was in Roseland once a week. So I worked downtown, and then I would come to Roseland to work with some of the clients that live down there to help them find jobs. And I'll be honest with you, this was years ago. I just kind of fell in love with it. I just thought it was a beautiful area. Not being from here, I didn't know the history or whatever. I just liked it as an outsider coming in, not being told, oh, Roseland this and Roseland, you know what I mean? Right. So as a result, Jarima was looking for a building. We saw this building, and I said, this is where we are going to launch the next tech hub. It won't be downtown. It won't be in Fulton Market. It won't be on the north side. It won't be in the South Loop. We're going to launch tech startups out of Roseland, and it will change the trajectory and mindset of people looking at the South Side of Chicago.
Amen.
Really I love it. I love it. And you know what I hope that you bring, James, more than anything with this is I look at the Fulton Market District, and that, many years ago, I would park my car on certain streets and hope that my windows would not be busted out. It was scary. You'd go to whatever club you'd go to, come back and like, Lord, is my car even still there? Right. And now valet is charging $35 in that area. Rent is for a 1-bedroom is $2,300. So hopefully what you're doing will spark other economic growth, not only in that community, but with the South Side, because I noticed with the Pullman historical, and now the Obama Library. What do you think the future of the South Side will look like with these two entities?
So I can't even go into detail. That's already in the works. But let's just say Fulton Market will be coming to the South Side in the next 5 years. And so, but yeah, so it's gonna be, that was my vision with 1921 being the Google in Fulton Market, and then also 1871 is by all standards the number one incubator in the country,
Mhm.
and it started about 7 years ago with the Pritzker families and some other investors saying, "Hey, we can make Chicago a tech hub," and they poured millions into it. And now look at Fulton Market, and now
Mhm.
so now imagine if the same is done in Roseland 1921. We're the only Black-owned tech incubator this far south in Chicago. Right?
Wow.
You have a lot of co-working spaces, which are awesome. Hatch 41 just opened up in Bronzeville. You've got I forgot it's the brother on Prairie, and he's got a co-working space there. You've got Polsky Center,
Right.
but you don't have an 1871 type incubator that's in the Mart on the South Side, and that's where we come in. We are literally going to revolutionize. So to answer your question, yes, literally in about the next 3 to 5 years, there's going to be a Fulton Market like area on the South Side with Black sports bars, Black restaurants. My vision is a Black entrepreneurship museum, condos, everything you see in Fulton Market will be on the South Side. Just can't say where, but it'll be
Beautiful. Okay, that's all we care about. That's all. Because look, we are trying to hold on.
Yeah.
We residents of the South Side are trying to hold on. We're trying to give hope and encourage other people to give hope to the situation. So that's beautiful. Kay Renee, do you have a question for our guest?
Well, obviously, you're just very well accomplished, James. And I mean, I like your name anyway because that was my late father's name.
Oh,
So I know you always must be good. But tell me, one, I hope you write a book. If you haven't thought about writing a book, you need to.
okay, all right. Well.
You do. What is next for you?
Right. So for me, right now, we are growing with the launch. So we're still building it out. We were very fortunate. The mayor came by, saw it, and she was like, the building is beautiful. She said, "I love your vision." She and I also had a couple talks about what we're doing, because really, my next goal is we're finishing the build out. Again, I'm looking at what did Fulton Market do? What did 1871 do? And they had a lot of money. They had a lot of money donated and given because people don't know 1871 is a not-for-profit.
Mhm.
And so my next step, what I'm doing now is really appealing to not only to corporate companies. I want to definitely thank Miller Coors, one of our corporate sponsors that came on board with a very generous gift. But really, the community can actually do this. The community can actually say, how can we help? Because this is going to benefit the community. And so what I'm doing now is, we're kicking off our funding initiative. We just shot a video highlighting our programs that cover young tech, where we introduce 8 to 12-year-olds to 3D printing, engineering, and technology. We also have our IT network certification program, where individuals from the community 18 and up will, if they have their high school diploma or GED, we will pay for them to get their Google IT certification, cybersecurity. They'll get a laptop. I just had a great meeting with the city colleges of Chicago, where we're going to be able to partner and bring those classes to Roseland out of 1921. And Art, you highlighted this, where what COVID showed was a lot of families in our communities were not prepared.
Yep.
Right? A lot of families were like, well, I don't need Wi-Fi. My kids can go, they get it at school. I don't need Wi-Fi. They can go to the library. But then everything got shut down.
Right.
And your kids don't have Wi-Fi. Sad story I saw on the news was 2 little Black girls were sitting in what city? I can't remember. They were sitting outside of a Taco Bell at night using the Wi-Fi because they didn't have it at home.
I saw that. Yeah, that was heart-wrenching.
Broke my heart.
Me too. Me too.
And so, but now 1921 will be that beacon and that pillar with high-speed Wi-Fi. And so that's really my thing. Again, we're kicking off our funding initiative. I'm trying to reach some celebrities. You know, you got Nas investing in white startups, Snoop investing in white startups, and I'm not knocking them. It's their money. You can invest wherever you want. But I'm just saying, hey, man, we got a whole incubator with black startups. You know, hey, can you move some of your millions over here? So the next step is really tapping into those local Chicago celebrities, you know, and saying, how can we help? Can we do a fundraiser? Can we do a whatever? So that's kind of the next step. But man, let me tell you, the jobs that will be created. We've got about 9 tech startups in our pipeline now that are being trained and will launch. And some of them will be highlighted in our promotional video. Between those 9 startups, the projected revenues is a little over $500 million that they'll bring in.
Wow.
We'll be able to create roughly 3,500 jobs starting at $45,000 a year. Not minimum wage. We're talking about salary with benefits and everything. That's when you look at Fulton Market, it grew so quickly because a lot of startups from 1871 put their offices in Fulton Market. Fulton Market recognized, wow, people are making more money. We need more restaurants. We need more this. We need more bars. We need more housing. We need more. And that's why, Art, you can say a 1-bedroom can go for $2,300, but the people making the money are like, that's a good deal because they're making that money.
Right. Yes. I didn't even realize that. I was in a cab one day and a cab driver and I were kind of talking about, and he said, yeah, I dropped a young man off the other day and the young man was 22 years old. And I said to him, you know, how much do you pay to stay here? And he said, a young man said he had a 1-bedroom apartment and it was $2,300 a month. He was 23 and his rent was $2,300 a month. Unbelievable.
But guess what? Those are the kind of jobs that are coming there, you know. And when I was talking to the mayor, I said, imagine this, Mayor Lightfoot. Imagine 800 residents in Roseland making $45,000 to $50,000 a year, and then the following year, they all own homes or property.
Right.
Now you've got the tax dollars to do things instead of, hey, we're not getting anything. We're underserved. Well, guess what happens when you add 800 people who become homeowners, and then you bring over realtors who will sell them the house. Then you bring over black insurance agents who, now you see how Black Wall Street blew up because the money stayed there. A black realtor sells a resident a house, and then the insurance person get insurance from a black insurance agent, you know, and then someone needs to design the house or build the house or work on the house. Black contractors. That's how we rebuild the community.
Yes.
And build it up.
I couldn't agree with you more. Now, something I noticed that you said, of course, you need funding to continue this project, but you also are offering services to people now as you are building. So for the average person who's listening, like myself, a small independent business, Kay Renee, a lot of my audience are people who during this pandemic had to pivot and create things. What can we get from you as of now as far as services? I was reading through your catalog of things, but kind of explain that to the audience.
Right now we offer the virtual mail service. And so it's like UPS, but it's an actual business address, right? As you know, developing business credit and getting business credit cards, you need an actual physical business address. They shy away from home addresses and PO boxes, right? And so what I try to encourage when I'm teaching entrepreneurship is get that. Oh, and the other thing is when you have a business address, it protects you from, you know, people showing up at your house. And so when you don't realize that when you put your address out there, that's public knowledge. They can search your business and find your house. And so that's the main thing we offer right now. We're finishing up our co-working space. So probably around November, you'll be able to become a member and have access to high-speed internet, office space. You mentioned our podcast room and our television room. We're literally building out a green screen room, and we'll be working right before the pandemic. We were in the beginning talks with Columbia for their film and television students. So you could literally shoot your own commercial, your own TV show with people who are learning how to do that, and it won't cost you anything because we're not paying anything. The whole purpose of 1921 is for everyone to use it. You know, I'll be honest, I make my money when we launch the startups because I get equity in every single startup. So I'm not trying to make money off the small business and entrepreneur. We're coming out of COVID, right? Nobody has a lot of money. But if I can say, hey, listen, why don't you become a member for $50? You can rent that office space for $10 an hour and grow your business and make more money. You want to shoot a commercial? It's free. You know, you want to shoot a podcast or a television show? It's free. Why? Because I know if art blows up, and is it K? I can't see it. I need
K
glasses.
Renee.
K Renee, and if K Renee blows up with her business, guess what you're gonna be able to do? Create jobs in the community.
That's right.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So why would I try to make money off small businesses when I need those small businesses to grow to create jobs? I teach entrepreneurship. I can't say where because it's a separate company, but I ask every single one of them, so why do you want to start a business? And not one of them has ever said, so in addition to what they want to do, create jobs in the community. It's not how we're trained. It's
Right.
not.
True.
Right.
We have to
That's true.
change our way of thinking. So I get them to learn how to say, oh, I need to, well, not only am I building this for my own self, but I also need to build this for the community. We are responsible. I keep telling everybody, nobody's coming. Nobody is
Right.
coming. No one. It hasn't happened yet. And it's not
Mhm.
going to happen until we do it. And when you look at Fulton Market, and you will see the same thing in Roseland.
Wow, incredible, really incredible. Okay, Renee, what else you want to ask our guests before we have to run?
Well, one, you're a true visionary, James, but who inspires you each and every day?
Well, I'll be honest with you. The inspiration started when I was a kid with my dad and my mom. That was my first inspiration. I wanted to be just like my dad. I wanted to be married and have kids and have a family. And then my mom is an entrepreneur at heart. She had all these great ideas, and so that's really where it started. And now my inspiration, I'll be honest with you, is the community. We need it. We need it. I mean, I talked about generational wealth on another show, and I said I said, well, listen, guys, it's hard to create generational wealth when we're having all these young kids at young ages. There's no generation there. You can't leave
Right.
anything, and then what motivates me again is the fact that when you look at the Nazes and you look at these startups downtown, a lot of white people have access to them. They can invest in them early and
Right.
get equity and grow their companies. So now we're able to do the same thing. So now we can allow the Black community to invest in these startups before they grow, before they get out to own the equity. So now you're creating that generational wealth. So when a company, I did a radio interview and it was like equity over shares. Shares are great, but shares are what come at the end. And that's typically what Black people always get, right? At the end. Wouldn't it be good if we got it in the front, got it in the beginning? And
Mhm.
so that motivates me too. The fact that, I have a vision of creating 100 millionaires. And then I challenge those millionaires that when you get your dividend checks, you pick minority nonprofits to give money to.
I agree. I
I
agree
agree.
100%. I
Probably
agree.
no time. I'm sorry.
No. You're
No.
fine. You're fine. We're not limited on time here at all
Right.
because I've had quite a few friends start non-for-profits and have asked me to be a part of their board, sit on their board, and the number one problem, we ain't got no money. We ain't got no money. And I get that, but you've got to have money to make money.
Yeah.
And it's almost pointless to start something and you don't have the seed money,
Right.
When I teach, I teach entrepreneurship. When people come to me and they have a not-for-profit, and I say, that's great. Do you have any rich friends? No. Okay. Do you have any friends that work for corporate companies? No. Okay. How much money do you have? Okay. So let's figure out a way to make money first, like Art said, so you have some seed money to make that go. When you look at NPR, they do fundraising all the time, and they say, hey, listen, if you donate $5 a month, that's enough. And
Yep.
so one of our campaigns that we're kicking off tomorrow, and it's really interesting. I'll be honest with you, Art. As a community, when you look at Black Wall Street and the spirit of Wall Street, they came together for everything, right? Literally, Art, I forgot. I thought I had the stat. I don't know how many Black people are in the city of Chicago, but if let's say it's over 1 million, but if at least 1 million Black people donated $5 a month, right? That's $5 million a month, 60 million a year. We could fund all of these Black nonprofits that are working in the community, that are working with the young people, working to stop violence. We literally could do it ourselves. But when we're told it's someone else's responsibility and it's someone else's fault, guess what we do? Well, it's not my responsibility.
Right.
Dollars. Art, I give $60 away a month at the kids doing whatever they're doing at the light.
That's right. That's right.
I do that because I literally keep money in my thing because at least they're not out stealing or doing anything else. I don't know what the dance moves are. They just come, they do a dance move, then they bring a bucket. I'd be like, I don't know what that was, but here you go. You
Right.
know, so but imagine imagine being able to have this pot where we're able to fund nonprofits. And a lot of things, you know, I talked about equity. One of the things that we do in 1921, we take equity, and you've seen Shark Tank, right? Shark Tank is like, no, I want 30%. They take almost half your life,
Right.
you know, for it. What we do is every startup we launch, 2% of equity, 2% of equity out of every single startup goes back to the community. Right.
Wow.
So let's say we got one company that's projected. We met with some economists and some other tech. It's projected to make about 350 million its first year. So when you look at 2% of that, that goes right back to the community because we are setting it up to fund minority and women nonprofits. So eventually there's going to be a fund of money that if you are a Black or minority profit or woman-owned profit, we're going to fund you. We're going to make sure that nonprofit gets going. And so, but as a community, we've got to come together. We've got to be able to say, I got $5 a month. I got $5.
I couldn't agree. Yep, I couldn't agree more with you. We've got to do what we need to do to save ourselves, save our communities, and try to make a difference. I think people just walk around with blinders on, and I think we put that responsibility on other people.
Yeah.
And when you really look at it, what have we done to help each other?
And we can't. I mean, I was talking to a friend. He posted a meme or whatever. Said we went from it takes a village to don't say nothing to my child. Yep. And so now nobody says anything to any kid.
No.
Now the kids just run all over, you know, doing whatever they want, you know, because no one is telling them don't do that. You know, some kids at my condo, some kids stole the basketball hoop out of my backyard. Right. I came home from buzzing. You know, buzzing. Yeah. This was years ago. I come back home about 11:30, tuxedo on. I look down the alley. I'm like, oh, they're playing basketball. Okay. Walk in my backyard. My basketball hoop is gone. I go upstairs, change out of my tuxedo, I put on a suit. My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm about to go get my basketball hoop. She's like, it's 11:30 at night. Why are you putting on a suit? I said, if I put on some jeans, they'll think I'm from the neighborhood. If I put on a suit, they'll think, who's this important guy?
That's right.
I walked my butt down there. Now I have my boy Rob on the phone. Shout out to my boy Rob Wimberly. I said, hey man, just in case something goes down, you know, you hear me scream, I'm yelling out names, tattoos, and everything like that.
Right.
And so I go down there and I'm walking. I just see the kids, and then it opens up, and it's about 40 people there. And I said, y'all want to put that basketball hoop back in my backyard? And they stopped bouncing the ball. Some guy, probably 20-something, after about 2 minutes, literally says, man, take that hoop back. And I said, that was the issue. You knew they didn't buy a basketball hoop. When you saw these kids come down the alley with a basketball hoop, why didn't you say, where'd y'all get that from?
Not gonna say.
You know, and so now we don't say anything. No. And so that's what we've got to get back to. And that's coming. It's going to take time. It does take money, but the community can do it. You know, it really can. You know, I'm not saying the city is not supposed to do their part or whatever, but man, how long are you going to wait? I'd much rather do something, get money, and then when the city wakes up, okay, now we've got extra money instead of just waiting. And so anyway, that's kind of my spiel. I'm sticking with it. The community can do it. We can do it. And if I got to kick it off and write checks, then I'll kick it off. And but you know, I'm really hoping to reach out to some of these celebrities. I put my list together of Chicago. Lorenz Tate, I met him years ago. So I'm about to say, hey, we met when I managed the Shark Bar way back in the day. I know you don't remember me. You came in with Halle Berry. I ain't gonna tell nobody that y'all was dating, but it's okay. I know all the team. You know, I'm trying to reach out.
That's what we have to do, James. We have to do that sometimes. Right.
That's right.
Tell you, I got a picture. I found a picture of me and Kiki Palmer. We met I was doing a radio interview for a company I was launching. She happened to be there. I'm about to hit her up on IG. I don't know if you remember me, but this was us.
Yep.
You know, and I need your help, Chance the Rapper. We can all do this. So, and just imagine now when people fly into Chicago, they don't go downtown. They come to Roseland because companies are being launched. They want to know, what are they doing down there? And how can I get my business in there?
You know, I was so impressed. The opening weekend of the Pullman Porters Museum, 8,000 people came through Roseland
Yeah.
during that weekend. That is very impressive that 8,000 people came through. So think about if there's restaurants and places like your place and entertainment spots and hotels, the number of people that would come and stay in the area. So, only the best is getting ready to come from all of this. And that's the way I look at it. So now, how do we get connected? I put the website up there. Is there other ways that we can get connected and all of that? Tell us what we need to know.
Right. And so it really, it really depends on what individuals are looking for. If you have a great tech idea, we're actually going to start looking at that in November as we get closer to opening. We do have some things in the pot that's brewing that will bring in some funding that we're excited about. I had some key meetings with some very wealthy people. It just takes time. But if you have an idea, you can email. You can just visit the website. We've got a contact us page. If you're looking at how you invest and get in, you can email me at james@1921coworking.com. Beautiful package for that. And then if you want to make a donation, you can visit the website. And I had to get with the millennials. My tech person, my social media person created a Cash App for it. I was like, oh dang, okay. So it's donate 1921, real easy. Donate 1921, $5 a month. It's literally, so that's everything is on the website. You'll see the programs we're running. We're kicking off our IT certification next year in conjunction with the City Colleges of Chicago. So our Young Tech program is going to start next year, and then we're launching 3 startups by the end of this year. So 3 startups will launch out of 19.1. One's a dating site for couples. One's I've been in technology for a while. I was actually on NBC5. I created the first dating app, and I talked to you about this. All right, that's why you gave me the advice. I created the first dating app with video chat. So long before COVID, I knew the next evolution of dating was going to be video chat. And then to see it happen, so I took it down off this. Now we're launching it again, except ours has a cool twist. Can't get into it. And then we're launching this really cool augmented reality app. And oh my God, it's so many. This is Black right here. This is all on the South Side. It's so many cool things that are coming out that I can't even really share yet. But let's just say the Black community is gonna be very proud.
As I always say to you, my friend, count me in, count me in, count me in, count me in. Look,
and definitely count me in.
Right. So we are all a part of this. I think this is just wonderful. You've always been just an incredible visionary, and you put your vision to paper. And that's the one thing I appreciate. And that's why really you said wonderful things about me, but you're actually my hero and you're very helpful. And that's what I appreciate about you.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. Oh man. Got to get me crying up in this mud.
Oh no. We appreciate you.
I cried everything, man. I cried everything.
That's all right. And didn't you and the missus go to Hawaii this year too?
Yeah. And thank you for I think I shared with you, thank you for all your posts, and I surprised her. I said, we're going to Hawaii for a week. And I got a video. My friends keep saying, send it to the Today Show. Basically, my wife and my daughter, they're best friends. They're buddies. But our daughter lives in St. Louis. She's looking at PhD programs. So she just started a job. And I said, hey, we're going to Hawaii for our family vacation. Usually she can't come all the time because she's working. And I said, do you want to go? She's like, yeah. And I said, okay, it's a long trip. She's like, I don't care, Hawaii. And I said, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to surprise your mom. So I literally flew her in. She got there about an hour before we did. So my wife had no clue. We get to baggage claim and I'm recording. My wife I was like, let's just go to Starbucks. I need some napkins. And we go to the Starbucks, it's closed. And I'm like, where is my daughter? I don't even see her. And so my wife turns around and our daughter comes out of the shadows and my wife loses it.
Oh,
she dropped her Louis Vuitton on the ground. We were like, you must really miss your daughter.
Right.
And so, but the tears were real. They're best friends. They talk all the time. So my friend like, dude, you should send that to the Today Show. It's gonna go viral. I'm like, girl, I do not need my wife looking at me like, I know you did not. I just got off a plane flying in 11.5 hours.
Right. Yes. Amen. Well, you know what, James? I appreciate you saying that. Another couple I know, the wife kept inboxing me And she was like, Art, you gonna make me come to Hawaii just from your pictures and your videos. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And believe it or not, they ended up coming like 5 days later. And I was like, wow. She was like, you inspired me to come to Hawaii.
You need to be getting paid for that, because I was like, thank you. I'm living right through you, so I know what to do when I get to Hawaii. They need to pay you for that, because you already sent 2 couples and a family to Hawaii.
Right. Yes, well, I appreciate that. I'm so glad. Right, I'm gonna have to contact Hawaii Tourism. Like, look, people really did come to Hawaii as a result of me being there. So that's interesting. Yes.
So, okay, please take my email down. I love to hear from. Well, Art has it, so
yes, absolutely.
I'll get it.
I'm gonna put it up here as well. It's James at 1921 coworking.com. James James at coworking.com. You guys contact him. Where's the location of the building?
Sure, it's at 110th in Michigan. So 11001-05 South Michigan Avenue. And it's part of we're the anchor of the mayor's Southwest initiative. And so it's going to go from like 110th to 115th. So we're literally the building at the anchor. We're the start, 110th down. And when I bought the building, they weren't talking about Invest Southwest. It was a blessing that I got it. And then boom. So that whole corridor is getting some much needed funds for different things. And we get to kick it off 110th.
I hope you're close to Seaway, because I know Seaway is right near your building, correct?
Yeah, it's on 111th on the corner.
Right, on the corner. Yeah. Okay.
And so, but wait till, oh my God. I mean, offline, I'll tell you guys where, we're looking at a whole bunch of land to do what we were talking about earlier. I just can't say anything yet.
All right. That's all right. We'll talk. James, it's always a pleasure. We'll have to get together. Thank you for always just being so helpful, so concerned. And I tell people, it's kind of ironic that people who are not from Chicago come here and make a difference. And that's what we've got to get more Chicagoans to roll up their sleeve and to make a difference. So we appreciate you for that.
Well, thank you so much. I am so grateful that I was a chance to get on here. And nice meeting you, Kay Renee.
The same, James. Continue blessings to you and your family, and to the 1921 Co-sourcing and Incubator. Start up.
Yes, absolutely. James, stay out of trouble. Keep being the best. Give your family all of my love. I'm so glad your daughter was able to make it to Hawaii. And look, I'm glad I was the inspiration for that wonderful family vacation.
You were. I was like, and I think I inboxed you. I don't know how I did it, but I was like, oh my God, thank you. Because, and I said, you know what, we're going to Hawaii, and it was just, we're going,
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you so much. God bless you. And we'll be in touch. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for more information on this wonderful, wonderful new opportunity for the Southside of Chicago, actually in Roseland, 110th and Michigan. It's 1921 coworking.com. It's a co-working space and an incubator, and it is just the beginning of amazing things. And look, I can maybe get out of this studio and come to your studio.
Well, yeah, I can't even say it. It's gonna be real. Oh man, yeah.
Yep, I would have no problem teaching people how to create their own TV shows, all of that. We can make it happen. Yes, sir. All right, brother. God bless you.
I can't even say what I want, but yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Bye,
all right, we'll talk soon.
Bye.
God bless, my friends. Give it up for the one and only Mr. James Parker. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, James.
Isn't he amazing? Yeah. I told you he's a great guy. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy.
That's a visionary.
Yes, it really is.
Visionary.
Yes. And it gives me hope about the South Side. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
Yes. Look, as Grandma used to say, just hold on, baby. Just hold on. Just hold on, baby. I know it's hard. I know.
You got that right.
Right. I was laughing about me babysitting a Maserati yesterday, but just hold on. It's, everything is going to work for the greater good. It really is.
Amen.
All right, darling. Well, I know you've had a long day. We need that Wednesday nugget. We'll let that be our point of inspiration today, is your nugget, because we went long tonight because that was such a great conversation. All right, so go right ahead.
Well, today is Wise Words Wednesday, and this nugget is: happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. And
Mm.
hashtag happiness comes from within.
That's a boom shaka laka, boom shaka laka. Speaking of, we got to
Ooh.
get him back on the show.
Yes, we do. We gotta get
We
Mr.
do.
Bass on.
Yeah, we have to get him back. Absolutely. So make sure you guys join us next Wednesday night as we celebrate Kay Renee's birthday. We think we're gonna make it a theme night here on the show.
Yes.
So we'll tell you guys all about that. Today is our Friday, but when we come back on Monday, we'll have another great show for your viewing and listening pleasure. Don't forget that this coming this coming Monday the 20th, if I'm not mistaken, it will be the second installment of Conversations of Courage, Surviving the COVID-19 pandemic. This is my new product where I'm having one-on-one conversations with people of all walks of life about surviving the COVID-19 pandemic. And I can share with you guys just a little bit of the opening of the show so you'll get a gist of what it is, but it'll broadcast at 3 p.m. Central Time. And here's the opening of the show. A radio person. Look, I'm so frantic, I hit it again. Right. Radio personality, all around great woman talk show host, Bonnie DeShong will be my second guest this coming Monday at 3 o'clock. Conversations of Courage, Surviving the COVID-19 pandemic. And we'll go all through the month of October with these conversations. We will.
Yay.
All right. Candace says, have a great weekend. We love you, Candace.
Yes.
We appreciate you. Was going to ask, where's Wamelda tonight? But tonight was her church anniversary.
That's right. Tonight's her anniversary.
So we know. Yes. Well, Janet, Debbie, Mario. Hey, Coach Mario. We've not heard from you in a while. Glad to have you here tonight with us, Coach Mario. Lynn Klein, thank you as always for joining us. Candace. We appreciate all you guys who check us out each and every night. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Renee. We appreciate you. Honey, nobody won by Monty's.
I know. And even I've already played my ticket. So, and nobody won the mega. So I'll be playing on Friday.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys all know Kay Renee said if you're a faithful watcher of this show, she gonna bless y'all. I had said $20 for everybody. Kay Renee said no, she gonna bless us all.
I'm gonna bless y'all.
Right. Amen. Look,
ain't gonna be no $20. Come on now. No. I'm gonna bless y'all.
I was trying to give everybody a little class action lawsuit money. You know what I'm saying?
$20 don't mean nothing.
No, I hate that. I hate that when they be like, so-and-so did you wrong. You could be a part of a class action lawsuit. Then you get the damn check and be like, you mean to tell me I went through all of this for $19.99? Right. Yes. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Right. Candace say, okay, y'all gonna win. Yes. That's amen. Right. We hope we do. Right.
And we're gonna invest in 1921. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh, Debbie, that's wonderful. She said, with my Mega Millions, I will buy my family headstones. That is really sweet. We have somebody coming on next week to talk about a famous person who does not have a headstone. And thank you. We appreciate you, Coach Mario. We got to get you back on for some fitness tips, Coach Mario. Yes. We do. All right. Well, on behalf of the wonderful Miss Kay Renee and yours truly, Art Chat Daddy Sims, it's been amazing. Another wonderful week. We thank you guys so much. For more information about Kay Renee, please visit karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. Kay Renee, do a plug for your show this coming Saturday, please.
Yes, this coming Saturday, we're back with Candid Conversations with K&K, my podcasting sister, Ms. Kim Coleman of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And this coming Saturday at September, not only is Self-Care Awareness Month, it's also National Suicide Prevention Month. And we have international speaker and just a wonderful young lady, Miss Janetta Berry of London, England. She's going to talk about how to build awareness when someone has committed suicide, because unfortunately her daughter committed suicide at 16, and she's going to talk about that and promote her event called World Jenny's Day on October 10th. So stop by Saturday morning, September 18th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Very good. Candid Conversations with K&K, Saturday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Very good. Coach Mario, thank you. We appreciate you so much. For more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. Don't forget, Monday at 3 p.m., Conversations of Courage. Look, all this candid, all this, right. Conversations of Courage, Surviving the COVID-19 Pandemic, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. You'll get reminders on Sunday on all my social media platforms. All right. We love you guys so very much. Thank you. Be safe. What do we always say on this show? We're still in the midst of a global pandemic because we are a health and wellness show. We want to remind you to wear your mask. Oh, your mask matches your outfit. Be bold. Make sure you cover your nose and mouth. Make sure you continue to sanitize and just be mindful, you guys. And if you're not feeling well, what do we say on this show?
Keep your ass in the house.
Yes, keep your ass in the house. If you're not feeling well, stay your ass at home.
That's right.
Yes, I know we opening the world back up and all that, but if you're not feeling well, stay your ass in the house. All right. We love you guys. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. God bless. And we'll see you guys Monday, 7 p.m. The Real Chat Daddy Show. Yay! Bye. See you guys later. We're out. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.